Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome to Transfer Tuesday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and as we continue our April journey of mindfulness and presence, yesterday on Mindset Monday with Dr. Wills, he shared such powerful insights about what it means to truly be present in the now. And today I want to explore on how our bodies can serve as our greatest teachers in this practice. So, I've been very open about my own journey, the vertigo that forced me to slow down, the moments when I've had to cancel plans, to the times when my body has just basically said enough. And though these experiences have been very challenging, they've been some that, for me, this has been my greatest lessons in mindfulness. Yesterday, Dr. Will, he talked about how he always makes sure to have his day before having everyone else's day. And that's really landed with me because I realized that sometimes I'm giving everyone else my day before I even checked in with myself. And that's where my body steps in as is wisdom. So before we dive into this wisdom conversation, let's take a quick break, all right? It's your girlie goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Ready to transform how you think about love and mental health? This May, join host Nyomi Banks and Dr. Will Washington and expert guests on Love and Mental Health, a powerful 4-part series exploring relationships through the lens of mental wellness. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. Do you have a story to share? Your experience matters. Email us at asknyomi@gmail.com and be part of the conversation that's changing lives.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, my beautiful people. Well, before we dive into the wisdom, let's ground ourselves with a meditation that I believe that will help us to connect with our body as mindfulness, guys, all right? And as I mentioned yesterday, this month is I'm bringing back our focus on breathing practice for the 4-4-6, all right? So if you're just tuning in and you're new on what the 4-4-6 is, it's breathe in at the count of 4, hold for the count of 4, and then release a count of 6, all right? So right now, if you all are joining me, close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. If not, then that's fine. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose for the count of 4, and I'm going to count it with you, all right? Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now release slowly through your mouth for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I want you to place your hands on your belly, feeling this gentle rise and fall of your breath, and I want you to keep with the count. Your body is always in the present moment. It could be anywhere else. When your mind wanders to the past or the future, your body remains here and now, anchoring you in this present reality. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as you continue to breathe in, I want you to keep focus on your breathing. And I want you to bring your awareness to any sensation in your body. Perhaps there's tension in your shoulders. Maybe a heaviness in your chest. Or a lightness in your limbs. But whatever you notice, I want you to simply observe it without judgment. Allow your body to speak to you through these sensations. It's always communicating, just if only you pause to listen. Now for the next breath, I want you to imagine sending it directly to any area that feels tense or uncomfortable. Now as you exhale, I want you to imagine releasing any stagnant energy from that area. Your breath is a powerful tool for mindfulness, connecting your mind and your body in this present moment. Now take one deep breath in, following the 4-4-6 pattern. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, release for 6. Feel the spaciousness that opens within you when you simply pay attention. Now when you are ready, gently open your eyes, and I want you to carry this embodied awareness with you as we continue our conversation. All right, my beautiful people. So if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, that's something we do every day, Monday through Friday. That's a nice grounding meditation. This month we're going a little longer with our meditation because we're practicing mindfulness this month. Every episode this month will be about mindfulness and being in the present moment. So we will spend a little bit more time on that meditation, okay? All right, so yesterday, Dr. Will shared that one of the main benefits of mindfulness is the decrease in anxiety symptoms. He talked about how being present can help reduce irrational contemplation, right? Which I love that phrase. And the tendency to foreshadow random doom. Yeah. And last week I shared on Monday that I had to take a break. I called it a disconnect to reconnect. My body was sending me clear signals. The vertigo was returning. The heaviness that didn't lift even after my morning meditation for once, I truly listened. So there's a wisdom in this. Our bodies are like these incredible mindfulness teachers that we've been ignoring. They don't speak in English or Spanish or whatever language that you speak or understand intellectually, but they speak in a sensation, in energy, in subtle or sometimes non-subtle discomfort. So let me share this with you. Actually, earlier yesterday, late yesterday, that I was looking to do some recording, and actually with Dr. Will, and we were sitting there, and something was happening. My right shoulder just felt very, very heavy, and I remember stopping the whole conversation that we were having, and we sat there in that moment, and it was like it's time we need to listen to our bodies. Like we literally just talked about it yesterday morning, and it showed up for us right now. It showed up for us in that moment. I say right now, but it showed up for us in that moment. And it was so funny because it was like, we need to truly really listen to what we preached today. That was the insight that we got from one another. It was like, okay, I'll see you next week. Like, because we were forcing and we was pushing something that don't need to be there at that time. And even as before I was getting ready to come on and record this episode, I had gotten an awakening, but I'm going to share it with you all later on. No, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and share it now. So I was trying to do something. And actually, I'm going to text Dr. Will after I finish with this conversation. And we were trying to do a batch patch because in a few months, I'm going to go through surgery and I'm going to need a few weeks off for the surgery. So we were kind of trying to get the batching in of episodes for months down the line to be able to, to have it ready for you all. So we make sure that we won't miss a day or a Monday, giving you this much needed information, and stuff. And so things were just happening. Things were just happening to prevent us from recording these specific episodes. And then I went back to January. So remember what I told you all, that I've always have a nice little schedule, topics, everything just right there ready for me to do. And it's just a little bit off topic, just a little bit. And I just realized that we are not supposed to batch like that. We are supposed to be in real time. We are supposed to be in real time. It's because we need to feel whatever is happening in that moment for us to be genuine in our conversations with you. So when I took that week off last week, that was me genuinely going through the movement and the actions of listening to my body. And not only to listen to it because it hurt, but listen to it because that forced me to go into mindfulness, to stop ignoring our body. We talked about our body signals with a few other guests that we have. But for this one, it's like I needed to be, I don't want to say the guinea pig, but it needed to use me as an example so I can truly live and understand that mindfulness is not just meditation. That mindfulness is truly sitting and paying attention and understanding your full existence. Yeah. And so even in that, of us we was trying to get ahead of the ball. I don't think we're not meant to be in the head of the ball. We're supposed to be in the present moment. So if anything, what that had taught us at that time, and I'm going to have to text Dr. Will, is that we have to live in the present. We can't go into the future, even if it's a month away. Ding, 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 ding. Yep, I got it. All right. So I had to share that with you all because it was on my mind. It's still on topic of what we talking about, but mindful and presence. But I'm definitely going to share that with Dr. Will when I finish talking right here. All right. So let's get back to the topic at hand. So, we've been learning about mindfulness, and that mindfulness isn't just something that we practice for 20, 30 minutes of meditation on a cushion, right? It's a continuous dialogue with our bodies throughout the day. It's noticing when our shoulders climb up to our ears during a stressful conversation. And it's recognizing when our breathing becomes shallow as we scroll through disturbing news. It's feeling the heaviness in our chest when we've overcommitted ourselves. Dr. Will mentioned yesterday that one of the challenges that people face with mindfulness is accepting the problem for what it is and not for what you think about it is about to happen. Does that make sense? And our bodies help us with this. They anchor us in the actual happening right now and not what our anxious mind projects that might happen later. So remember, I just shared with you all that I'm going to have surgery in a few months. And so I was trying to prep and batch before on the topic of, beforehand, me just preparing that I'm not going to be able to do it. And it's like, no, when I tell you that the universe, God, and everything possible that was causing this not to happen the way that it's supposed to happen, It didn't. And now I see. Now I see, and I'm tapping my little hands right here now. I see. I see. I see. Because what I was doing, it was me. My anxious mind is projecting on what might happen in the next 2 months. Yeah, I would think is that, oh no, I'm just preparing. I'm just preparing. My journey is different from anybody else's journey or how they do their podcast. And that's what I need to understand and recognize. Other people might do mass batches of their podcasts. And I'm just being real here. But that is not what I'm supposed to do. And I got it. I'm supposed to be in the present moment. Because as I am going through this journey, whether I'm a few steps ahead of with you all, or I'm holding hands and we walking side by side, or maybe I fell back a step. But this journey is me going with it with you all. We all going through this journey together. And how can I go through a journey together if I'm batch recording episodes with our physical therapy, our resident therapist months ahead of time, when I have to be in the real time? Because even though Dr. Will is here for you all, he is here for me too, so you could all watch in real time on what's happening. That's a good one. Okay, I got it. All right, so let's get back to this right here. So last week when I finally made the decision to disconnect, right, my body immediately felt lighter. It was as if I knew that this was the right choice all along. And I was just wanting for my mind to just catch up. So for 5 days, I stayed mostly offline. I spent time in the yard connecting with the earth, and I honored the interviews that I had committed to, but I didn't plan beyond them. I didn't. I allowed myself to be fully present with each person that I spoke with. And so how do we actually practice this? How do we actually practice our body being centered mindfulness? So let me share 3 approaches that have been transformative for my own journey. And I'm going to share this with you right now. First, let's call this the body scan check-in. Dr. Will mentioned it. The best time to practice mindfulness is at the first thing in the morning during your lunch break, hour before bread. Those are three times, right? And these are perfect moments for a quiet body scan, starting at your toes and moving up to your crown of your head. Just simply noticing any sensation without trying to change them. Where's there's tension? Where is there's ease? So those are questions that you have to ask yourself. Where is their tension at? Okay, where is their ease? And this practice take you just 2 or 3 minutes, but you can completely reset your awareness. All right, the second practice is to breathe as anchor. When you feel yourself getting lost in thoughts about the past or the future, simply bring your attention to your breath. Feel the physical sensation of breathing, the rise and the fall of your chest, the air that's moving through your nostrils, the expansion of your ribs. Your breath is always happening in the present moment. So it serves you as a perfect anchor to know. So when we take those deep breaths in, when you do that, remember that count that Dr. Will gave us yesterday. Hold for a moment. Out. Remember that count? And just pay attention to that. To where it's very common. Remember when you did it yesterday, or was that day before yesterday? But anyway, I'm probably moving ahead of time. I think I am. I'm moving ahead of time. I'm moving to the breath work. But this is something that we teach it with breath work that actually is coming next Monday. Yeah, I'm ahead of time. It's coming next Monday. But that is what to help you to move along. And then the third one is called mindful movement. And this could be yoga, walking, dancing, gardening, or any activity where you deliberately pay attention to how your body feels as it moves. Now, last week I spent hours in the garden last week, feeling the earth between my fingers, noticing the stretch in my back as I reach for the weeds, and I sense the sun on my skin. This is the kind of a body awareness that mindfulness is in action. So what all these practices have in common? What does all of these practices have in common? They bring us out of the racing thoughts and into wisdom of our bodies. It brings us out of those racing thoughts. As Dr. Will said yesterday, we need to cultivate what internal presence feel like for us. So let me talk about tomorrow's conversation with Alexa Darren. She is our guest tomorrow, amazing guest, and she's going to talk. But I want to just share just something that she mentioned that perfectly connects with our discussion today. She talked about energetic hygiene, the practice of clearing out what's not yours and calling your energy back. You know, our bodies are incredible sensors. I shared with you once before on how sensitive that I am when I'm around certain people who are energetic. But when our own energy is dispersed in too many directions, that is where things get a little draining. So this is also why mindfulness is so powerful, because this is what helps us to notice when we're taking on other people's emotions or when we're scattered across too many commitments. So the body always knows, and through mindfulness, we can learn to listen before small signals become health crises. All right, so now let's talk about a little assignment for today, if you all don't mind. So I want to create a body wisdom journal. For the next 3 days, set an alarm for 3 Pacific times, morning, midday, and evening. And when the alarm goes off, take 60 seconds to scan your body and write down what you notice. Are there patterns to where you hold tension? Do certain activities or people correspond with certain physical sensations? Next, your breath anchoring practice. Choose 3 transition moments in your day, perhaps it's between tasks or meetings, and take 3 mindful breaths using the 4-4-6 pattern. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. And I want you to notice how this breath pause can reset your nervous system. And 3, 1 mindful movement. If you could commit to doing 1 activity mindfully each day, whether it's walking, stretching, eating, washing dishes, anything where you can fully feel the physical sensation of that experience. What this does is it trains your brain to stay present with your body. Now, Dr. Will mentioned yesterday that we need to ask ourselves, how can I enjoy this moment right now? That's really what embodying mindfulness is all about. Finding presence, even enjoyment in the simple act of being in our bodies right here, right now. So our year Reaper workbook has a powerful exercise of connecting with your body's wisdom. If you can use this alongside with these practices to deepen your journey of mindfulness and presence. So tomorrow, people, tomorrow on Wednesday, you will hear from Alexis Darren as we explore mindfulness and inner guidance. Her insight on clearing energetic clutter beautifully complements what we've discussed today about body wisdom. So until then, I want you to remember that your body isn't just something that carries your head around. It is a profound source of wisdom and a perfect guide to present moment of awareness. So if only you pause long enough to just listen. Again, you are listening to This Season of Self-Love. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and you all have an amazing, an amazing day. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.